All right. So my name is Jocelyn Gutierrez. I'm a senior here at NMSU. And would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Tiffany Whetten. I'm a large animal veterinarian, mobile veterinarian here in Las Cruces. I grew up on a ranch here in New Mexico and a cattle ranch, and I did my undergraduate here at NMSU. I was an ag biology major, and then I went to CSU for vet school, and then came back here, and I graduated vet school in 2012.
Okay, cool. So I have a couple questions. First one I would like to ask are what type of skills or qualifications do you feel are necessary to be successful as a vet?
As a vet in general or an equine vet?
Equine vet. Let's get specific.
Okay, because they are a little different.
Okay.
As far as just being an equine vet, I think it is important to immerse yourself in the horse world and learn how to handle horses, learn how to be around them, learn how to judge them, and not to be stereotypical, but learn how to handle the owners. Because the owners are the horse's biggest spokesperson, and sometimes you have to separate the two. So I think just being around the horse world, the equine world, is really important. I guess, let's see, what skills, experiences. So it sounds like you're doing really good being part of the therapeutic program. I think you get a lot of experience that way.
Okay.
I think it's important to work around or try to be around an equine vet just to see some of the different.
Yeah.
There's so much variety in the equine field that you could think one thing and it's totally different. So just being around a horse vet, studying hard and doing good in school, because if anything, chemistry just prepares you for how to take a really hard class.
Yeah.
And so that's important also.
Okay. Okay, so you said there's a big variety of what you do, so what do you mean by that?
Well, with any animal, but with horses, you could do anything from focusing on breeding to surgery to internal medicine to behavior to, there's just a huge spectrum of things.
So what's your focus?
Everything.
Everything, okay.
Yes.
So you're more of a general, and you don't have any specific study or anything like that?
No.
Do you plan on having anything, going into anything further?
Yeah, I would like to, dark, okay? I would like to get better or learn some chiropractics and more alternative medicines than the traditional for equine, because like I said, horses are so versatile that you need to know how to do everything. So chiropractics would be something that I'm trying to look into more.
Okay, cool. Let's see, what would you say has been the hardest part of being an equine veterinarian?
That's a hard question.
Maybe one of your hardest appointments you've had, or something that you've had to deal with, sickness or anything.
Okay, I think in general, working really, really hard to save a life, and yet nothing you do matters, and in the end you end up having to put the animal down and seeing the going through the emotions with the owner and having to deal with the feeling of defeat is hard, really hard.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, what do you feel are the major steps or the major steps that you took before obtaining this career, like maybe interning or anything like that, to help you become successful to get this career or begin this career?
I worked for a vet when I was an undergrad, and it was a small animal vet, even though I wanted to go into the equine large animal field.
So you're cats and dogs?
Yes, I worked for a small animal vet here in Las Cruces. And then after I graduated, I didn't go directly to vet school because I graduated in December. And so I used that time I moved across the state and worked for a mixed animal practice in Clovis. And the guy over there worked on a lot of dairies, not a lot of horses, but a lot of dairies and ranch cattle, beef cattle. And so I think making yourself as well-rounded as possible by working in different fields so that you can really get the whole scope of what you may want to do.
That's good advice. Can you tell me some of the day-to-day operations that you'll go through just on a normal day?
Okay, every day's totally different, which is one of the things I love the most about it.
Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
So, like this morning, I went down. My first appointment was just to pull some coggins and write a health paper.
Okay.
And I ended up preg checking 5 mares.
All right.
And doing 3 dentals and looking at a lameness.
Okay. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
And not what you expect too.
Not what you expect, and your days usually never go as you plan.
Okay. That's all right.
Sorry,
like
that's kind of vague.
No, that's, like you said, it's exciting and you like it.
Yeah.
How about what made you choose to be a vet, or even be an equine vet? Like there's cats and dogs, and there's a bunch of different things, and like you said, you could get specific. So, what made you choose this specific career right now?
Well, like I said, I grew up on a ranch.
Okay.
And like you, I've wanted to be a vet since I was tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back through some of my kindergarten work that my mom has saved, when they ask you what do you want to be when you grow up, I always had vet on everything.
Same here.
And so I've just always loved horses and cattle. Been around them my whole life. I've rodeoed when I was young, and then grew up working. We moved to that ranch when I was 12, so I've been working around cattle and that since I was 12, and horses, and it's just kind of always been a passion of mine.
Okay. Let's see. So, what kind of potential annual salary do you think this career offers? Like, I know you have to pay a lot of money to go to vet school and all the school you take. So, would you say it would be worth it short term, long term? Like, what do you think?
That's another tough question because it all depends on how bad you want it.
Yeah, very true.
Because the cost of vet school is never going to be okay.
Yeah.
You're never going to look at it and say, "Oh, I can deal with that." Like, it's only going to get worse. And so it really just depends on how much you love it and how much you want it. And if your heart isn't totally in it, at the price of vet school now, I say find another option. Try to find another option. The annual salary for a large animal vet is worth it.
Okay.
I mean, you can go anywhere from, most people when they graduate vet school don't make a lot of money, which is surprising.
Yeah.
But most people spend 1 or 2 years in an internship or residency, and you just don't make a lot of money in that. If you go into private practice, you tend to make a little bit more. But I'd say for a decent equine practice, you can be anywhere right out of vet school from $40,000 to $70,000. So it's a huge range, but it really just depends on the area. It depends on the practice you go to. It depends on what they do. So.
So you said you think equine or large animal vets tend to make a lot more than companion animal vets. Do you think that's because there's a lot more people wanting to go into cats and dogs and stuff like that?
I actually think companion animal vets probably do better.
They do? Okay.
Yeah.
There's
one
more
reason. Yeah.
Demand.
Yeah, and this is where there's another breakdown in the structure, because I think small animal, companion animal vets probably make the most money. Equine vets, strictly equine vets, probably follow closely behind. When you start doing mixed animal, you tend to take a little bit of a salary hit just because you're working with herd animals. And when you've got one cow that you're treating and the person has 100 head, they're not going to spend the money on one cow that a person will on their favorite calf horse.
Yeah. Okay. What was I going to ask? So when you get out of school and everything, do you think, get out of equine vet school, do you think finding a career or being successful depends on where you would live? Like, the demand for that position?
Yeah, kind
Okay.
of. But the good thing is that there's a demand for large animal vets all across the country.
Okay.
There's a huge shortage of them. And you'll see this when you go to vet school. Your class will segregate itself.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have your small animal people and you'll have your
Okay.
large animal people. And you're lucky if your large animal group is even a quarter size of the whole class.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there is a little bit of a shortage.
Yeah, and that
Okay.
which is good because it creates a demand for anywhere you go.
Okay. So what would you say has been your most favorite part about being an equine vet, or maybe even something funny that's happened to you while working with a horse, or anything like that?
Favorite part is, well, I work for myself.
Okay.
I graduated, just to give you a little more history, I
Mhm.
graduated from vet school and I worked for a equine surgeon in El Paso
Okay.
for 2 years, my first 2 years, and then I quit and started
Is that
working
out of vet school? Sorry.
out of vet
Okay.
school. Yeah. So it wasn't technically an internship, it was
Mhm.
more of an associateship.
Okay.
But yeah, I worked for him just to gain a little bit of experience and have someone there to hold my hand a little bit before I struck out on my own. And I've been on my own now for 2 years. And there are definitely ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely ups and downs. And it's hard to be your own boss.
Yeah.
The rewards of being your own boss are greater than the hardships.
Mm-hmm.
So it's worth it. But so I'd say my favorite part is learning how to run a business on my own, which is also one of the hardest parts.
Okay.
So it's like a favorite and a hard part, but I've learned a lot and gained a lot of experience from doing that.
That's awesome. Really quick, how long have you been your own boss and ran your own business?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah. Or a year and a half.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're still kind of learning the
Yes.
feel of everything.
Definitely
Okay.
learning the ropes still.
Okay.
And
That's awesome, though.
have a lot more to learn.
Yeah.
My favorite part is getting to go out to everybody's houses, see their houses,
Yeah.
meet everybody. I love my clients. I have the greatest clients in the world,
Yeah.
so I like getting to go visit with them.
Yeah.
Half the time I spend on the horse or cow or whatever, and then half the time I just
Yeah.
visit with them. Get to meet some really great people. The rewards of making the right diagnosis or helping a horse that was lame and couldn't be ridden
Yeah.
get back to where they're able to ride and compete on, and that's someone's friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
where you get differences from the small animal world, because a horse is, someone's performance horse is truly their companion
Mm-hmm.
and their partner in every way, and so you're helping that person's partner
Yeah.
get back to health. I like and don't like emergency calls.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like being woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but nobody does. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I like being able to have the knowledge and skill to
Mhm.
go out and help that person
Yeah.
who is in distress.
Uh-huh.
So I like that. Funny things happen every day. I probably can't talk about some of them if this is going on YouTube. But yeah, funny things with the animals.
They're funny.
Most of my funny things happen when I'm doing repro exams or
Okay.
anything in the breeding field.
Yeah.
And it's more funny with client education on the topic.
Yeah.
That's where I get into my really funny moments, and getting to mess with the clients a little bit. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
All right. Well, I don't have any more questions for you.
Okay.
Everything is good to go. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I learned a lot, and I really appreciate all your knowledge and advice. So, I guess we're done.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.